Welcome back. There are so many unknowns as we continue to move through our economy reopening. But the question is, how do you plan for a future financially if you're unsure how the future is going to go? Well, luckily this morning we are joined by a friend of the show, Mr. Emmett Dupas the third. He is the lead partner at Bienville Capital Group, and he is here to share some tips with us. Emmett, welcome back and happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Great to see you again. Glad to be back on the show and providing some information to the public who desperately needs some info, right?
Yeah, there's some great information. Let's talk about it first. We all know COVID-19, it really affected the economy. A lot of things closed down in March. What do you tell viewers who are watching this right now about how they can help plan for their financial future?
So the CARES Act, which was passed by Congress, signed into law back in March, provided businesses and working families with some economic relief through the Paycheck Protection Program, as well as the direct stimulus payments directly to Americans that many people did see. The PPP was designed to help businesses with resources for being able to use payroll, hiring back employees to get them back into the workforce. We want to get them back into the workforce so they can pay into Social Security, into Medicare. And then we had direct stimulus payments directly to Americans in the form of checks back in April. So the direct stimulus bill, which was designed to help Americans, workers with their financial needs, that may have been interrupted due to COVID-19. And that check was intended to help those people who are unemployed to take care of their basic household finances. In addition, we had an unemployment stimulus, which was $600 a week, which ends at the end of July, which will then at that point in time is going to resort back to what the old is. And then each state has their own state unemployment. Louisiana, I believe, is about $260 a week. So for those people who had the additional $600 stimulus, you're going to go back to a time frame of what it was before. And so, this kind of goes into what will be kind of our next point of, what happens then? Where am I going to get additional funds to pay if I'm not going back to work, if my employer hasn't reopened, depending upon where you are in the city, based off of the different phases available. If we're not fully employed, what do I do, and where does the money come from to pay my bills?
Right. And it's important to note that, as you all saw just a couple of seconds ago, that additional $600 does end at the end of July. And when I was prepping for this, it made me come up with so many questions of, I have quite a few friends who have unfortunately had to file for unemployment. And they were asking me, they were like, will I have to pay this money back? So I'm like, let me ask my financial advisor friend, Emmett Dupas, if you file for unemployment, do you have to pay that money back? And moving forward, is there possibly another stimulus bill that may be coming out of Capitol Hill?
Yeah, so the answer to that is no. That money is unemployment. You do not have to pay that money back. There is discussion, and again, until we can figure out what the stimulus bill, if there's a second one that's been discussed, if that's actually going to be happening, or and again, you've got to get both sides to agree in regards to what that may be. So there's something thrown around, but the reality is, will it happen? It's an election year, so who knows what's going to happen with that.
Of course. And of course, a lot of people who filed for unemployment was because they were furloughed or laid off. What advice do you have for people who are in that category right now?
Yeah, so the CARES Act allows an individual who's been laid off to be able to access the retirement funds, the retirement accounts or additional funds, to help with their finances while spreading the taxes from those withdrawals over a 3-year period without having to endure the 10% IRS penalty. So now there are a few things that must occur for you to be eligible for this. So a worker must have been directly affected with their job loss and their financial burden. If their spouse has been affected, the other party is not allowed to access funds from the account. So if my spouse was unemployed and I say, okay, well, I need the money due to my spouse's furlough, that doesn't necessarily qualify. Now, you need to consult with your CPA, whoever does your taxes. It's very important. Account owners do have the ability to pay the money back within a time period, so then it's not taxable. But you can spread those taxes if you take any of those funds out over a 3-year period. Second, I think it's really important to consider how your health benefits work with this in regards to being terminated, as well as any other benefits. Many times that individuals work for a particular company, there's life insurance benefits or disability or maybe long-term care planning that they have available through some of their benefits. And if they've been laid off, do they in fact have those benefits? So you may be thinking you have life insurance benefits through your work, through your employer, and if you're laid off, you no longer have that. So it's very important to have really going all and having overall planning needs to kind of look at this.
Unfortunately, I think this is something that we're going to continue to talk about. So friends, if you have more questions and you want some more financial tips, please head over to Bienville Capital Group's website, bienvillecapitalgroup.com, or give them a call at 504-620-4801.